Hi, my name is Samantha Wood and I'm a voice teacher at Eastside Music School. The human voice is a fascinating, unique, and, well, sometimes elusive musical instrument. Why elusive? Well, for one thing, it lives within us. And for another, it's a musical instrument that you have been carrying around, playing with, experimenting with your whole life, since the day you were born. Yet very few of us understand what it looks like or how it functions. So, a fun part of my job as a voice teacher is to demystify this mystery instrument for my students so they can learn what the voice looks like, how it functions, and how they can use it better to sing any genre of music at any age. The first thing we need to understand about the voice is that it is an acoustic instrument. Other acoustic instruments you may know are the acoustic guitar, pianos, not keyboards, drums, violins, cellos, saxophone, trumpet, among many, many more. All acoustic instruments, including the voice, have three basic properties in common. They all can generate, vibrate, and resonate sound all on their own without the help of electronic means. Today we're going to break down these three elements in the voice so that we can better understand how this instrument functions. Let's begin with the first property, the generator. As much as I wish I could will my piano to play beautifully all on its own, it just won't make a sound until I put my hand on the keys. In this way, my hand or my fingers generate the sound of the piano. In singing, the air or our breath generates the sound of the vocal instrument. When we are simply breathing and not speaking or singing, air comes in through the nose and mouth, through the throat, and with the help of the diaphragm, the air comes into our lungs. We call this inhalation. Exhalation occurs when we send that air back out of the body. With the help of the abdominal muscles, the air comes back out the path from which it came, from the lungs, through the throat, and out the mouth or nose. When we sing, we take air into the body the exact same way, but when we exhale, the air comes back out as sound. So, what turns breathing into sound? Well, that brings us to our second property, vibration. All acoustic instruments require vibration to create sound. If we think back to our piano example, we need to place our hands on the keys to generate the sound. Those keys activate a hammer inside the instrument that strikes the strings and creates vibration. We have something very similar inside of our vocal instrument that vibrates and creates sound. We call them the vocal folds. The vocal folds live very happily within this guy. This is a model of a human larynx, or voice box. Now, this model is quite a bit larger than our actual larynx, but this way we can see all the different parts. The larynx is made up of muscles, cartilages, and one bone. And we can find our own larynx by placing our hand on our neck and humming. Do you feel something vibrating? That's the larynx. This structure protects the vocal folds which live within it. Right here. When we breathe in, the vocal folds are at rest and they remain open, so that way air can enter the lungs uninterrupted. When we exhale in singing, we send the air back out of the body, and that air brings the vocal folds together and sets them into motion, creating a vibration. Now, the vocal folds on their own sound a bit like the lips of a trumpet player, like this. And for this reason, we need something to resonate, beautify, and amplify the sound. That brings us to our third property, the resonator. The vocal resonator or vocal tract is like the tubing of the vocal instrument. It begins above the vocal folds, runs through the throat, mouth, and all the way to the lips, this whole area. I often describe to my students the vocal tract as being like a room in your house, in that it has space and dimensions, and therefore it has acoustical properties. However, unlike a room in your house, this space is both unique to your instrument and it's malleable. What I mean by this is, this vocal tract is exactly why you sound like you and not somebody else. And in voice lessons, we learn to use this malleable space to transform it so that you can better beautify and amplify your sound, so that you can have your unique fingerprint on every song that you sing. When the three properties of the voice are functioning well and in harmony with one another, the possibilities for your singing are endless. I hope you found this video both interesting and helpful in demystifying this mystery instrument, the voice. And if you'd like to learn more about your own vocal instrument, then you gotta try voice lessons at Eastside Music School. Look, a lot of times in singing, people say that you either got it or you don't, and that's simply untrue. At Eastside, we believe that anyone at any age can improve their singing. Learning to sing is learning how to function the vocal instrument, which we just looked at. Similar to an athlete who uses a trainer to learn how to use their body better, a voice student uses their voice teacher to learn how to use their vocal instrument better, so that they can sing with consistency and ease. With a great attitude and the right kind of guidance, you can be doing exactly the same. I hope to hear you singing soon at Eastside Music School.